In this video, we'll look at James Brown's Sex Machine. But first...
1, 2, 3, 4. Get up. Get up. Stay on the scene. Machine. Get on up. Get on up. Get on up. Sex machine. Sex machine. I want to get into it, man, you know. Doing it, you know. Like a sex machine, man. Sex machine, man.
Okay, James Brown's Sex Machine opens up with James talking about his desire to get up and do his own thing.
I'm gonna do my thing.
He then talks about being a sex machine man. And then he counts in the band with a 4 count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The band comes in with 7 shots. And that's one of 3 sections in the song. 7 shots of an A-flat dominant 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Closes off with 2 hits of a E-flat 9. And then rolls into the song. Now, if you want to spice things up, you could play an A-flat 9. Fills it in a little bit. It's true to the actual part to play just the dominant 7th. Or, if you want to, from those last 2 shots on the E-flat 9, it moves directly into what we'll call the Sex Machine theme, or the Sex Machine guitar part. Okay? And it's actually 2 different guitar parts. The first guitar part does this. The second guitar part does this. So if you're playing with 2 guitarists, then great, you've got your 2 parts divided for you. If you're playing it on your own, you realize that what they're playing is just that E-flat 9th chord, with the one guitarist taking the root in the major 3rd, and the other guitarist taking the top part of it, and then adding in that 13 on top. Because each of those parts has a different rhythm, you need to sort of figure out a way to play it all together as one guitar part. So if you're using your fingers, remember you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Where the other part is going. So you would play. Okay, if you're using a pick, you're playing just a portion of your fingering on the way down with this hand, so. Okay, and because it has that muted sound to it, you'll need to lift your fingers up just ever so slightly to muffle the sound, okay? So. But then remember, we need to add in, and that's being added in over top of the major 3rd in the chord here. So this is, okay, so we have, And just one final note about that part. I find it easier not to hold that whole position of the ninth chord when you add that final note. So I start the fingering without playing that major third at all. I just have my second finger playing the root, and then my third finger barring off the top 3 strings. And I alternate between these. So together, single, together, single. And of course, I remove the third finger, add in the first to play the major third, and add in that upper note. And that's that part. Okay, the next part is after James Brown asks if they can move on to the bridge.
Can I take you to the bridge?
Okay, and the notes are up here. The feel of it is moving to the fourth through the progression, moves to A flat 9. Okay, and the actual guitar part sounds like this. The guitars doesn't finish with that ninth chord every time. Sometimes it just stays within these 2 strings. And then sometimes that full ninth chord is played underneath. Okay, and that's the bridge section of the song, which as far as the recording I was listening to, that is the entire song. So you have your shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, finishing with the E flat 9, and then into the song. Then moving into the bridge. And then before moving back into that main Sex Machine theme, if we can call it that, we've got those 7 shots again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, da-da, with the E flat 9, and then back into. Okay, now this is a great song to play around with if you just want to jam with a couple of people. So as long as you've got a bassist grooving behind you, hitting the root notes of the chords, and you've got a drummer playing that funky beat, you can play around with it. Okay, here's where the song gets really interesting, at least I think so. The feel of the song throughout that Sex Machine theme, or Sex Machine Man, Get On Up theme, is has that major third on it, right? But what happens in the song is James Brown, out of nowhere, says, tasty.
Taste. Get on up.
And then says, piano, because he's going to go play the piano, and the piano is going to sound tasty. But the lick that he plays is like this. Now, if you listen to it, that's a minor lick, playing around with an E flat minor chord. But at the same time, the guitarist is playing that major third. So you've got this wonderful harmonic ambiguity where you have both major and minor happening at the same time. And of course, what that does is it opens up the opportunity for you, if you want to noodle around and play, to switch between sort of a major feel and a very clear minor feel as well. To hit that major third while still hitting the minor seventh, you would play, for example, the Mixolydian mode, right? Which is... where when you're soloing, you can choose to solo with a bit of a major feel or a bit of a minor feel. Pentatonic minor or blues. Or even maybe switching to a bit of a Dorian feel. you can start to have fun highlighting those differences. Okay, and that's it for this song and for this video. Thank you for watching. If you find this helpful, then please subscribe and like it. Thank you. I'll see you next time.
Taste, get on up, piano. Get on up, taste, get on up, piano.